Hi, my name is Sasha Oliver Prolich. I'm the maintainer of the Prooph components, and today I want to go and make a quick live coding session with the Prooph service bus where I want to demonstrate some of its main features. For this, in order to work, I created a empty project with two dependencies. First of all is PHP 7.1, of course, and the second one is the Prooph service bus 6.1. And we have some directory source acme here, and we're gonna use this later. So first of all, we have to install it with Composer, of course. Everything comes from cache today, so it's a little bit quick. So let's start. Let's create a new file, command bus test, and we have to require the autoloader, of course. So yeah, let's create a command bus. So this was quick. And some router. And we want the router to route message test to function message. Yeah, let's just var dump the message, okay? Well, that should do the trick. Let's try. Oh, it's not working. So what's the problem here? Single handler router, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that is a great start for a live coding session. Oh, the message is test. Sorry for that. So let's try again. And yeah, it var dumps our message. So yeah, maybe we want to add some classes for it. Okay, so let's create a test command class, namespace acme class test command extends command, protected message name test. So as you see, you have to implement something here, and we can use the payload trait for it. And the payload trait basically accepts an array as payload. So we can work with this one, and maybe we want to also add a class for the handler function. Okay, so let's create this. Yeah, and we want to var dump it again, so this is the payload. Okay, so we have this now. Yeah, looks good. So we create a command bus test 2. So the message name is still test, so this is still valid, and we want to route to our handler, which is new test command handler, and dispatch new test command foo bar. Okay, so let's execute this, and we get a nice exception. Yeah, we have to dump the autoloader. Oops. No, it's still not found. Acme test command handler. Did I put something wrong here in the composer JSON? Looks pretty good. Why is it not working? Class Acme test command handler not found. Damn bastard. Yeah. Let's check the autoloader real quick. PSR4. Did I made a typo in here? Yeah, this is live coding, guys, so this is nothing prepared, everything is live, and we have to fight with all the problems. Let's check. Maybe I have some hiccups in the composer JSON file. Autoload PSR4. Now it looks pretty good. You know what I did? Okay, yeah. Let's dump the autoloader again. Here we go. So our command handler is working, and the only thing that's a little bit bothering here right now is we give the full class name and we instantiate it at the beginning. So if we want to have here lots of handlers, we have to create lots of instances that are never used. So basically what we want to have is a something like this. Not a new instance, but we want to just tell which handler it is. Problem is, of course, that if we run this one, we get an exception, right? Because the command handler could not be found. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a new plugin service locator plugin, and we're gonna attach it to the command bus. And we need a container, of course. I didn't add some here, so let's just create one real quick. Container. Oh, we don't have it. So this is the PSR container 10. Let's update the dependencies real quick. Yeah, a little bit longer. I didn't put the stuff in the cache already. Like, I prepared a little bit that I put the service bus dependency into the cache, but yeah, it's pretty. Oh, it's even coming from the cache, but it still needs to load and check for some things. So we have now the container interface available. Let's implement the methods. Yeah, just return true. Switch ID, case, test command handler class, return new test command handler. That's should be good. Alright. And here we go, it's working. So this is basically how you handle the command bus in Prooph. You need a container for the service locator in order to work. You attach the service locator plugin to the command bus, and you route one or more messages to a handler. And that's basically it for the command bus. We can do some other stuff too, like for example we want to have this, yeah, we want to have a handler which uses a handle method. So we can do this. Let's just create a new copy. We link to the new handler. Okay, so yeah, but if we start this here now, we still get the problem because the handler was not able to handle anything. And what we need is a handle command strategy. This new handle command strategy, and we attach it to the command bus, and that's it. It's working again. Yeah, so the handle command strategy will do this for you, so you don't have to use an invoker or the _invoke method. Anything that's callable will be done by the command bus naturally, but if you attach some plugins you can also do this kind of stuff. So when we speak about the plugins, let's take a short look into them, and I can show you how they are working. Yeah. So for example, the handle command strategy, we attach to the command bus on the dispatch method, and when the message is already handled, we don't care about it. Otherwise we get the message we get the handler and we call handler handle message, and we set the param that the message was handled to true, and the priority is in invoke handler. So that's basically it. It's pretty simple. In order to understand really how this event system works, you have to study a little bit the Prooph common action event emitter. This is a simple interface. We have dispatch until, attach listener, okay, and the action event emitter. The Prooph action event emitter is basically the implementation. For dispatch we have this code here. We get all listeners for any specific event. We call the event. Yeah. So I don't want to dive too deep now into the action event emitter, but it's pretty simple. And for the command bus there are a couple of points where you could hook in. I can show you real quick. We have a dispatch method and a corresponding dispatch event, and basically we are dispatching two events in the command bus. The first is event dispatch, and the second one is event finalize. We have some parameters. It's the message name, handler, exception, and message handled, and we have some priorities in descending order. Initialize is the highest priority, so you can attach to the dispatch method on the priority initialize, and you are very early before anything is already started. We have the detect message name, so when you put a class in there you can resolve it to some message name. And the route event, this is where the command gets routed to some point in your application, to some handler. Locate handler is if we have a string, for example, we want to turn this into a real object. And then we have the promise reject and the invoke handler, where the handler is really invoked. So once you attach to those, you can create your own plugins. Here this service locator plugin, for example, attaches to event dispatch on the locate handler. Yeah, so we want to, when the message is when the handler gets located, we want to change the behavior here. And basically how it's working, if the handler alias is a string and our service locator that we pushed here in the constructor has this service, we set the message handler by service locator get, and that's it basically. Here's some code for the event bus, which works a little bit different because we have here multiple listeners, so we have a for each on them. Yeah. So basically for the command bus there's only one handler for one command, so this will not change. And yeah, you can only have one basically. When we have the plugins open, let's open it real quick again. Let's see if I missed something that's perhaps interesting. Yeah, we have guards. But I don't think we have an authorization service available. But doesn't matter, we have PHP 7, we can do this everything on the fly, right? So let's say we want to guard our commands. We have our guard, and first the authorization service. New class implements authorization service. Let's say it's not granted, okay? Because when it's granted, it's not really interesting. And we have our guard is the root guard. We have to give him the authorization service, and we have a second parameter which is expose event message name. This is interesting, but we can do this later. And we attach the guard. That's it. Okay, so we have our test script 5 now, and we have an exception. Unauthorized exception. You are not authorized to access this resource. This is nice. And if we set the guard, we say it's true. Yeah, here we go. So basically what you have here is you do some ACL checks in a real application. Check against your permission system, right? So if we change this value to true, we get a slightly different exception message. You are not authorized to access the resource test. So we expose this information in the exception message. So you can turn this on in development mode and turn this off on production mode. So you have this for development mode. It's great to have this turned to true, so you can see what's going on a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's it for the command bus. Let's have a short look at the event bus. Alright, the event bus works pretty similar to the command bus. We need a router. Let's call it not just test. Something happened. This is really better than test, right? And we want to route this to our function. Hey, we make great event handlers today. We just bottom everything, and we attach the attached to the event bus. Something happened. Oops, nothing happened. At least we don't get an exception again. Let's copy this here. Maybe it's a typo. Yeah, a typo. Okay, so we have the same thing working again, like for the command bus, but we can do something else. Let me reformat the code here a little bit. We can say we want to route it also somewhere else because it's an event, and we can have multiple vendors, and let's put some other output here. Okay, so if we call this, we have here two outputs because we have two handlers. For the event bus you can attach as many handlers as you want. So basically same as before, we may want to have classes for our events, and in this case we don't need to create a new file. We can simply let's create a new file. Let's create a new file. This is the test. Oh, no, not test. Something happened. That's a great name. So, namespace acme class something happened extends domain event. Is this okay? I can't remember, sorry, I'm so stupid. I wrote nearly all the code for this stuff and I forgot the class name. Yeah, that's no problem, we figured this out really quick. Yeah, it's domain event. If not, we can change it. It's live coding. We had more troubles at the beginning. So, yeah, we need to implement some stuff. We use the payload trait and the custom message name, because I can show you what's happened if we don't, but we have this here. Protected message name is set to test. This time I don't do this. And you can see what's going on here, but it's the same for the command bus. So yeah, the thing is, yeah, let's just start with changing the code. Something happened. 1, 2, okay. Nothing happened. Alright. The thing is, nothing happens because we don't have a handler for this one. We have a handler for the string, and the string is not set here, but we can still call this by giving the class name. Alright. But this one here will not work. Let's give some type hint. And let's fire dump the payload. Alright. So we have the payload and we have the second handler output as well. So this is basically how the event bus works. We have one event, multiple handlers. Can have also no handlers, as you've seen when I put here some weird stuff. So this is our event, then nothing happens. Yeah, so the event bus will not do anything serious to your application if an event comes in that it doesn't understand. And on the other side, we may want to have handlers again. Let's just call it something happened handler. We have great names today, I see it coming. Public function invoke something happened event, and we var dump everything. So this can be cleaned up. So something happened handler. This one. Something happened handler class. So if we dispatch this one, we get an interesting use case. We get only one handler. That's because this baby here is unknown. So what we have to do is we have to use our service locator plugin again. And we had this here, so let's just copy and paste this so we don't have to type that much again. Something happened handler. Yeah, I think that's it. And we have two outputs again. And you remember the use case where we want to have not the invoke method on our handler? We can do this similar here. We call it on, okay? The on event handler strategy boom, it's working. So again, if we detach it here real quick, it's working always. Yeah, we have to change this one real quick. So we have only one handler because the on method cannot be called, but if I enable this, it doesn't get called again. Yeah, this is great. So something happened handler 2, something happened handler 2. Ah, it's called on event. Sorry, I thought it was just on. No problem. We change it. Still not working. Maybe I didn't save the file? No. We come closer. It's called on event. Okay. So why is this thing not working? Let's var dump here real quick. Are we here? Yes. Does it get loaded? Yes. Do we enter here? No. Oh, that's interesting. Why not? So it seems like the on event strategy is not working. That's weird. Let's change it back to invoke real quick. Yeah. Invoke is working. Our strategy not. Why is that? Event dispatch. Invoke handler. Ah, I see. It has the same priority. We have to attach it before this guy, I think. No? Ah, come on. Yep. So this is not working. Haha. You know what? This is live coding and we got live bug report today. So let's create a new issue and we call it bug in on event. What's the class name? On event strategy. We can just copy paste this script that we created here. Second problem, this strategy has to be attached with higher priority. I'm gonna assign myself, reported as bug. Hey, this is a great live coding session. We have just found a bug in the Prooph service bus. Well, could be better when the I really thought this is pretty much bug free. It's so good battle tested. It's in production usage at a lot of different companies and no one even noticed this problem. Perhaps no one is using the on event strategy. I don't know. Yeah, but that's it for the event bus. I think we can do the same with the guard that we did here in the command bus. Yeah, so last but not least is the query bus. We require the autoloader. And we add a new router. Yeah. Let's call it the add query. We use the payload trait again. And this time we go for the handler solution directly, alright? And add query. Yeah, in this case, for the query handler, we have to do something additional. And this is, do we get the deferred or the prompt? I forgot. Let's take a short look here. Yeah, we get the deferred. For the deferred, we have to use the promise. While we create the rest of the testing stuff, we gonna install this baby here. Composer React promise. So we can do something like this here real quick, and we have the React promise installed. Very good. So deferred resolve query first plus query second. That's nice. Query bus. We want to route add query class to add query handler class. Then we need the service locator plug. Come on. We just copy pasted, right? We are lazy today. Query handler, return your query handler, query bus. Looks good. The router is not attached. Second 6, and this one will return us a promise interface. Okay, promise echo promise. So the way how promise works is we call then function result bottom result. That's it. I think it should work. Query bus test. Wrong directory. Let's move it real quick. Yeah, it's working. So 15 and 6s. And we have another function. This is not called, right? But in our handler we can say throw new exception. Damn it. Message dispatch failed. Yeah. It was wrong. Reject. Damn it. So like this. In this case we don't have an exception message here. So the promise first argument successful callback, second argument unsuccessful callback, and in our handler we have either resolve, then we get the result, or we have reject and then we get damn it. Yeah, that's basically it for the event bus 2, query bus, sorry. Let's take a short look at the plugins. We had the guards, we had the service locator, message producer. We can talk about this in another video where we can do some Hummus AMQP integration maybe, when I have time. We have the router, we have a regex router, so you can route also by regex patterns, but no need for it now. Yeah, I think that's it. So we have some nice test cases. Command bus, you can see it, query bus and event bus. We have a couple of test classes. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you guys liked this video, although we had some problems at the beginning. Yeah, but this is live coding, this is real life coding, nothing is prepared. So if you like this, please share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Spread the word, tweet about Prooph on Twitter, write about it on Facebook, tell your friends. This is an awesome project, I really like this and I enjoy the community. I will put this repository here on my GitHub profile. So my GitHub profile is github.com/PROLIC. This is my last name. That's me. It's not really me. It's a nice picture. Yeah, but I will put this online here on the same name, Service Bus Demo, so you can download it here if you want to take a look at the source code again. And yeah, for the Prooph components there are interop factories, so you don't have to do all this wiring here manually in your code. You can do this by configuration, and this is explained in the documentation how this works. There's also a Symfony bundle where you can configure it in a Symfony way and just put your stuff into a config file and you're good to go, so you don't need to wire all this thing here in the code. But for a demonstration I think it's worth putting everything out here again. So that's it for today. Thank you, and please don't forget to share and subscribe this video. See you guys soon.